ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Today's video, I'm actually up here at work and I'm servicing our generators that we have. Now the generators, we have it's like a whole house generator, but for this company we have two of them. One that operates the service department and the other building over here for Ramco, and the other generator operates the main building up front and all the servers. So today I'm working on both of the generators. The ones that we have are Generac. You guys can see the name. Yeah, I don't know exactly what model these things are, but these are Generacs. So these are natural gas. They also run off of diesel if you wanted to, but these are Generacs. Before you go to actually start working on these things, the first thing you want to do is you want to shut off the breaker. It's up top, right? And then in order to actually change out the oil, because I like these things, they have an oil tube that comes out here, and you get yourself like a low profile oil drain pan. You undo the cap that goes right here, and but before you drain the oil, I recommend manually using this button here, not the green one, the blue one. This is for manual. Use this and start the engine and let it run for about 10-15 minutes. Let that engine get pretty hot, and what that does is it actually helps all the oil move faster, especially after we've had these really low temperatures. Like we had 19 degrees yesterday, you know, and right now the temperature is like 55 now. But when I went to go to drain this, it was just coming out real slow, like ooze. So again, turn it on manually, let it run for about 10 minutes, and then physically shut it off with this red button here. And then as soon as it shuts off, pop the top for this hose and put it over your drain pan and just let it drain. Approximately 2 quarts it's gonna come out. And I mean, I've already got all my other stuff all prepared for this, but yeah, it's whatever. Hang on a second. What am I missing? Oh yeah. On this video, I'm actually in the process of not just doing the service, but the spark plugs. You know, I've got this one. It's loose for right now. I'm trying to take it out, but one of my main purposes for this video, these engines here are V-twins. They have 2 spark plugs. They got one on the front, just below the actual valve cover, and then they have one on the back, which is going to be right in there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but you can see it. Yeah, see, it's right there. And that one is a booger to get to, but it's possible. But I just want to let you know that I have discovered something about the spark plugs with the tune-up kit that Generac sends you. All right, and not all times when you get brand new plugs are they going to be good. These are brand new plugs, and I'm going to show you what I have found on these plugs here in a minute. So let me go ahead and take out the plugs from this engine, and then I'll see you guys in the shop here in just a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, well, I'm back in the shop right now, and I'm actually over here about to use the tool that I actually purchased off the TikTok shop. I'm pretty sure you guys have seen it. It's a spark plug tester, and I was like, you know what, I wonder how good this thing is. And I'm telling you right now, this makes a world of difference. It lets me know of the condition of the spark that's actually occurring inside the cylinder, and should I make any adjustments to the actual spark plug. If it's good, it's bad, or if it's going out, whatever. But anyway, this thing's badass. You guys gotta check it. It is this thingamadoo hickey-madoo dad. This right here. This is absolutely awesome. All right, now in this, actually, I'm kind of extended, but it's off right now. This is a iridium plug, and this is a copper plug, and the difference between them is very clear. I'm going to turn off the lights here in just a second. I'm going to let you show it, or I'm going to let you see it. But listen, I don't know if you guys can hear it. You're really supposed to have this cover on it, but for video purposes, hear that dirty contact? So that's the difference between the iridium and copper. See how clean of a spark you have on the iridium, and how widespread it is over here on the copper. See the difference? So anyway, that's what it's supposed to look like. So copper is supposed to look like this, and all these other plugs here are from those generators. So let's go ahead and pull these out. I usually have a tripod I got you guys set up on, but just for video purposes. Hopefully they don't fall. I'm gonna be mad if they do. All right, these two plugs I pulled out of the first generator, and I didn't do anything to them except clean them up. They had a little bit of carbon, but for the most part they did a good job. Let's see here. And they burn good. They burn really, you can hear them. They're very harmonic. If you guys can't see, let me show you. It's really cool. I love the hell out of this. Come on, focus. It won't focus because it's dark in here. I mean, those are firing really good. You can't see it, won't focus. Let's see if I do this. No, that won't do me any good. It's way too bright. But you can kind of see it. That light is way too bright for this. But in the dark, yeah, you guys can clearly see how well they work. This is a really, really cool tool to use. Now, let's turn the light back on. Now, that was the old generator. That was one of the two that we have. And like I said, this part of the video, this is for teaching purposes. Not all brand new spark plugs are going to fire the same. All right, so anyway, I have not tested these. These are the ones that came out of the one from this video. And this came out of, I mean, they're still even warm too. These came out of the second generator. And I have yet to mess with them or try to clean them. So I don't even know how they're gonna look, but I got a feeling they might look actually pretty good. Oh yeah, that's a healthy spark. But as you can see, if I can hold it steady, see how the one on the right kind of like covers the whole diode, but the one on the left, you can see that little arc that's just trailing off to the right of it. It's hard to tell. There you go. Look at that, guys. How cool is that? Both of these spark plugs are good. And I haven't even cleaned them yet. Now, you saw that. Let me show you what brand new ones look like. I have not tested these yet. I haven't even taken them out yet. Give me 1 second. Okay, sorry. I had to open it up. I couldn't do it with one finger. All right, so we're gonna put this one in here. We're gonna test it. Let me put this one over here so you can get an idea. Now, the one thing I wanted to show you is if you look close enough, look at the ground strap. See how it's kind of kicked off to the side? How it's bent over? It's like this. Well, it's not supposed to be like that. And the one over here, I think, is almost doing the same. It's not exactly flat. I mean, you can clearly see on this one here, it's just off. It's not supposed to be like that. I mean, it's supposed to look like this one. See how that one is directly above the diode? And how that one is just off center? Yeah. So on the last one, I found this as an issue. So let's go ahead and turn this on and listen. Well, they sound good. They look like they're working right. That ground strap is just off center. So it's not really gonna burn as well as it should. The last one I had was kicked off way to the side, way worse than this one. And only one half of that diode was actually firing versus the entire surface area. It was just firing off the one corner, and in my opinion, it wasn't that great because that one diode was. Go ahead and put this back on. It was firing like a iridium. See, this is iridium. Let me show you the difference. This is hard to do. You see how widespread the copper plug is versus the iridium. Look how small and how channeled that power is. Versus this copper, it just looks like it's dancing all over the place. It just sounds like a dirty. Oh no, that's the iridium. It's just got a background on this. Anyway, that spark for the copper is dancing all over the place, and that's normal. That's okay. And the iridium, it just stays in that one small area. It doesn't dance anywhere because it can't, because the diode's smaller. So you need to make sure you got a good spark. And I love this tool, guys. If you guys don't have one, I would strongly suggest getting one. Otherwise, you're winging it. You don't know if it's right. Also, you can use a multimeter and test each plug to see if it's good. Or you can just buy one of these. This ran me like $15 maybe, if that. And I got that off the TikTok shop. I'm not trying to like advertise this stuff, but I'm just saying, if you guys don't have one of these and you work on engines a lot, get one of these. You're gonna love it. All right, well, let me go ahead, clean these up, and then I'll head back out on the Generac generator. One more thing to add before I go out to the generator. I went ahead and I took the two plugs that came out of the generator I'm currently working on, and this one I left alone, but this one I cleaned the actual diode itself and the ground strap. I don't know if you guys can see. You probably can't. Let's see if we can tell the difference. Let's see. There we go. See how the top of that is still kind of dirty. And then up underneath, still kind of dirty. Well, this one over here, see how it's cleaner? Hard to tell. Okay, yeah, you can see the difference between the two. The one on the right, the tip has been sanded and cleaned. The one on the left is not. So let me kill the light. And then you'll see the difference in spark. See how much stronger the one is on the right? The spark on the right is stronger because it has a cleaner surface. That makes all the difference. That's why cleaning your spark plugs can actually make a difference. I mean, you can even see it's hotter. That's just gnarly. I like that. Let me clean this one real fast, and I'll show you the difference. All right, and you're probably wondering, how do you clean it? Very, very simple. All right, so this is the one that has not been cleaned. I don't know if you can see. Focus. Guess not. All right, but yeah, that's the one that has not been cleaned yet. It's still dirty, and it's not half bad. So I'll take like a fine sandpaper. I don't even know what kind of grit this is. 1200. Anyway, like a fine sandpaper. Something that you would like sand down to wood with, and just run it in between here, just right in between. That way it covers both the top and the bottom. And I kind of like bow it down a little bit and lightly pull it back and forth, lightly. And then to get the top, I bow it up and kind of tug upward. I clean that whole surface. Just a little bit goes a long ways, guys. I'll pull down. All right, now watch this. I'm just gonna flip the camera so you guys can see. I'm not even messing with it. Okay, same one I just did. All right, and we're gonna put it back in here, and then look how that is. That is so much brighter. Those are really good plugs, guys. Just hotter. I'm impressed. I love this piece of equipment. This is awesome. So anyway, if you guys want to mess with your spark plugs and get a hotter spark, clean up the tip. A little bit of sandpaper, fine sandpaper over the tip. You can also use a like a wire brush. It's not as effective. It cleans it, but it's not as effective. But if you use like fine sandpaper, like 600 grit maybe, real fine, just go across the diode, get all that old carbon off, and as you can see clearly, it's got a hotter spark and it's cleaner. So anyway, let's get back on the generator. We are back in here. It looks like all the oil has drained out. Majority of it is. So that's good. Go ahead and plug this up because I don't need this no more. Gonna just a little snug and tuck it up under here. I like the design for Generac. They give you this little latch. Just kind of holds this hose out of the way, just up here. I found that using one of these ratchet wrenches with a 5/8 deep well socket works well on the spark plug in the back. So let's go ahead and put these spark plugs where they need to go. First one up front. Alright, I don't really put anti-seize on these anymore. I mean, I could, but I really don't need to because of the way the metals are created nowadays. They don't exactly fuse together. But you want to make sure that you crush this crush washer when you go to run it in. But you don't want to over torque it either. I just go till it's snug and then a 1/2 ugga dugga, and then I'm good. This here is a 5/8. Just run in there till it stops. Like that, and then a little extra pressure, and then back off and you're done. And that's it. Same thing for the other side. Alright, so let's see if I can do this without dropping it. I'm probably gonna drop it. I'm gonna stick it in the socket first, and I feed it in there the best I can without dropping it in the engine bay. Let's see, where are you? Right about there. I think so. Yep, there it is. You just gotta find its home. I'm gonna roll it until it starts finding threads, and then we're good. Now, because it's back here, I just do it like this. I can either use a ratchet wrench, or I can use this other tool that's made for it. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. In this case, I think it will work for me, hopefully. Is that a bite? Yeah, that's a bite. And then one ugga-dugga. Make sure it's good. Okay, and we're good. Don't go too tight because you could break the spark plug off. One click and you're done. Now all I gotta do is take this oil filter off of here. And what I like about this little kit that they give you is it comes with one of these highly absorbent pads. Put that underneath. First, I break this thing free. Clarkson, Jesus, Lord of mercy. Okay, a little bit of a break, and then I run this up underneath it, underneath this, not underneath the filter, because then it'll leak everywhere. And you just back it off a little bit, and then whatever is in there is residual will bleed off. And it does. All right, now wait until it stops. It won't be very much. It comes up to like right about here and then it stops. So it's really not much that's in there. I really should have kept this oil pan over here. All right, a little bit of a drippage, that's fine. I slowly back it off, and I'm pushing against the engine so that it doesn't just fall off. And that absorbent pad helps out quite a bit. All right, and we're free. Roll it down, and that absorbent pad will catch the rest. Pour that in here, and pour that. See, this thing's got a bunch of oil in it too. I'm gonna roll it up. Stay. That's pretty much trash. I don't need that no more. The new filter, I get a little bit of oil, put it around the rubber ring, rubber seal, just a little bit, and I put that back on. In this case, I go until it's pretty snug, and then I stop. Don't get too crazy with it. Let's seal that off. Back in the box, because that is going to go into the recycle. There's a lot of oil left in this thing. That's fine. That's fine. It's not important. All right. So that's done. Plugs are done. Air filter. In order to get to the air filter, pop this up. This shifts forward just a little bit. Push forward and then straight up. Like that. And then this is a brand new one. I already changed it, so we're good. Sometimes oil builds up at the bottom. Wipe it up. Get it nice and clean. To put this back on, back up, back down. It'll find its groove. You just gotta wiggle it on there. And when I say wiggle on there, I mean it only goes on there one way. And it will work with me. Come on, man. Work with me. Oh, I see. You want to be difficult today. I will win. Too bad. And then latch it shut. You're done. And then now we just take the oil and pour it in, and you're done. This takes 2 quarts. So you can safely just pop this free like so. Make sure you close up all your oil and just feed it right in. There's 1. And 2. And once you're done and you make sure that the oil level is correct, you want to go ahead and fire it up and let it run for about another 5-10 minutes. You get all that new oil cycled through, and you're done. Of course, they give you a little sticker here to identify the time when you serviced it. It's hours, date, and serviced by. And this one has, I already filled it out. So we are done with this one. Yes, I'll check the oil. Now, this absorbent pad, I leave it under here because there's always going to be some kind of drippage left behind. So you just wipe it clean and you're done down there. Wipe this. Feed it in there, down, up. And then we're looking to see it's right here, right at that second dot, the second hole, and that's exactly where it needs to be. So that's good. That's good. We're set to go. I'm gonna check it one more time just in case. I always double check my stuff, and it's right on the money. That's money, man. Now this equipment is ready to go. All right, so I'm not gonna turn the breaker on just yet. That's the very last thing you do. All right, first thing I want to do is start it up. Manual, not auto, manual. You just push and go. Now I know it's not 5 minutes, but that's normal. Okay, so then what you do now is you set it to auto. It says ready to run. I don't know if you guys can see that. Yeah, see, it says ready to run, and we're set. All we gotta do now is, like I said, last step, turn the power on. So now the breaker for this is connected to the actual house, and we're money, guys. Close it up, call it a day. One other thing to double check, make sure that the light on the side is green, not orange or red or anything. Make sure it's green. That's how you know it's ready to go. Now, before you guys ever start servicing this, you want to make sure the very first thing that you do, and the only thing you really do, is turn this off. Turn off this breaker only. Don't mess with the one that's actually connected to the building or the actual breaker to the home. Only turn this one off and you're good to go. You've isolated the generator from the actual unit of the home. Then you shift everything over to manual and you go from there. So anyway, this one here, I still need to put this little tag on, which the hours is 46.91. So I'm gonna write that down on this. But yeah, definitely make sure you shut that off first, and then you can service the unit without risk of damaging the home. 46, what did I say, 91? 91. Date 123/25, and serviced by Scott. We'll do Scotty for sure. Pull this up, and I usually just stick it right here. Doesn't have to be beautiful, just has to be functional. Bam. Put the pins back in. And turn this breaker back on and call it good.